This boy and girl are going to be well equipped when the time comes to take their places as worthy members of adult society.
Aloha, y'all. This is Daniel Eisenman, the host of the Breaking Normal podcast, where my guests are all invited based on the frequency of synchronicity, all done in person, and all trailblazers in the breaking of all things normal.
All right, welcome back to Breaking Normal. I'm here with a local legend, Matt Bernstein. I think we've been scheduling this podcast for about 5 years now.
Yeah, I'm sorry it's taken so long.
Oh, no apology necessary. I love the divine timing of it. Today's a special day.
Right on.
Oh gosh, where to begin? We're here in Boulder. How long have you lived here?
I've been in Boulder for 11 years. I moved to Steamboat in 2007.
Okay.
And then...
Steamboat. That's interesting. That's the first place the Rob Bras did work.
Really?
We did a Rob Bras retreat in Steamboat. What year did you say?
2007 I moved there.
Okay. All right.
So...
From where?
I grew up in Connecticut on the East Coast. I moved from Vermont.
Which part of Connecticut did you grow up in?
Stanford.
Okay.
Kind of like the New York City suburbs.
Yeah, I thought downtown Hartford's the worst place I've ever been.
It's horrible. I was there like 4 years ago, and I, at midnight in an Uber, going to a friend's house, and I thought the exact same thing.
The downtown Hartford?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's about, a lot of people, because I've been to 50 states and like 20-something countries, and people always, wait, what's your favorite place? But someone did ask me, like, what's my least favorite place? I'm like, downtown Hartford. That's an easy one.
It's a terrible place. I went to high school pretty close to there, and it's not... it's a place you can miss.
Well, I have a feeling we could talk about all kinds of things, but can you tell me from your perspective, and so for my brothers that are watching, how did we originally know of each other?
Yes, this is huge. I lived in Steamboat until 2011, and I moved back to the East Coast. I was living in New York City. I got super into CrossFit, and I've been doing CrossFit since like 2008.
Okay.
2012 or so, maybe early 13, I get this video.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your brother. Which brother was it?
Timothy. T Mango.
It was T Mango and Ido.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I don't know, someone had edited it, I think.
That was me.
Okay, so it was like an amazing edit.
I'm very proud of that edit. Sometimes when I think about that edit, it makes me think, should I go back to video editing? But please go ahead.
You changed my life. Like literally that edit changed my life. And it was like, what, 6 minutes?
About 7:24.
Okay, so about 7:24.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because at that point, I had kind of become disenfranchised with how CrossFit was going. Like super good theory and all this stuff, but we weren't really practicing it well. And somebody sent me your edited video. And it was like Ido was speaking to me. And that was the first time that I saw something where I was just like, I want to be able to do that. And I like resonate. And I still remember even hearing him say like, the way Israelis say like ballet, like all these funny things that I was like, yeah, why can't we dance? Why can't a fighter dance? Why can't we be more than fitness? Why can't we, just like questioning all these things that I had been so ingrained with, like that fitness is it. And that's the end of it. And I immediately, like I was working for CrossFit HQ, like the seminar staffs doing their gymnastics seminars. It's like traveling the world doing weekend seminars. And I reached out to Ido and I was just like, can I intern with you? And he was like, yeah, of course. $6,000 I was like, no, I mean like, can I do it for free? And he's like, yes, $6,500. You can come spend a week with me.
Is that really how it was?
Yeah.
He upped it. I like that.
For sure. And it was...
Ido Portal is who we're talking about
for
people that are not in the movement world. Continue. This is very fascinating to me.
And that, I remember I went to Berlin in July of 2013. And it was me, him, Odelia, who's still kind of like his right-hand person. Yeah.
In Australia.
Yep.
Sydney.
Makes sense.
Randomly. Go ahead.
And then 3 other people. And we spent the week just training all day, learning more about kind of what the philosophy behind everything was. And it was kind of like the early days of, what became a pretty, in my opinion, it became a pretty big movement in a lot of ways. And it was wild. Like, it was so cool. That video put me on a crazy path. Like, I used to be a firefighter, you know? And so it was nuts. So thank you.
Do you remember the song that was playing in the background?
I don't.
Aloha Keokua from Nako Bear.
Right.
I actually, so when I made that video, I remember, I wish I remember where I was flying, but I had a long flight and I just got zoned in and I was like feeling all the feels and editing it and clipping it and adding B-roll footage. And I had a feeling about it. And then I really do. It's like you're affirming that really catapulted the Rob Ross in some ways, for sure, because all of a sudden we went viral. That was like our biggest viral video at that point. I think it hit over 1 million views, and it was quality. Like these weren't just like the first 30 seconds of people leaving. These were like long retention.
Oh, I know.
And then I thought it really catapulted Nako Bear's career because all of a sudden Aloha Keokua got like 1 million more views from people outside his demographic. And then Ido's thing, I after that, I'm amazed we never worked with Ido. Like, to have such a successful little synergistic 40-minute interview that like impacted our worlds and the world that way, and we didn't do more together, that's kind of mind-bending.
Yeah, I kind of was almost waiting for it to happen because back then, like, this was early. It wasn't early internet, but it was kind of early social media, podcasting, like all of this. And it was like, you didn't know. He was so mysterious back then. I would sort of wait there on like Facebook every like couple days. Like, is he coming to the US? Is he going to do another interview? Like, so I'm surprised it never happened. I was waiting for it to happen.
So what happened from that? You're saying that's when the movement world kind of changed forever for y'all and others. What has evolved from there till now? Especially because you now have like a lifestyle community brand here in Boulder around movement.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. We call it a gym. I don't know what to call it. We have a gym, but it is a community. We're going to be 10 in February, so 10 years old.
10 years old.
But let's say, back it up a while, after that interview, after going to Germany to train with him in Odelia, I brought Odelia to New York like in 2014, and she did kind of a US tour, and I helped assist with a couple of other people. So I don't know if I'm not going to claim that I started it. It was just like I was obsessed with it, and I just brought these people. And it's the same thing I do today. Like, I just finished it this weekend. I just want to bring people in that I think have a lot to offer and to share with the world. And I brought them, host them in New York City. And then from there, I just like, I went full on like into the cult deep. And I spent up until 2019 was very hardcore, like traveling the world to study, training 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, like fully psychopathic. I don't think that's a word, but it was full on. And then 2019, I stopped.
You stopped.
I stopped training with Ido.
Okay. So 2019, and when did it start? 2013.
2013.
So
so
like a
six hardcore years.
That's like it's a pretty solid marriage.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And I think one of the mutual acquaintances that we have that's intermingled in this is Summer O'Black, who I have not talked to maybe in that long.
Yeah, and she still works for him. She's like his office person, email office.
Gosh, I got to send this to Summer and reconnect. So when did you start your cult?
I started my cult. So I had started teaching in New York City. I kind of shifted my life from like more the gymnastics, body weight, calisthenics stuff into more Ido's perspective. Even though in the beginning it was still very hardcore, like gymnastic strength, mobility, hand balancing. Like, it still hadn't really taken the big turn towards dancing and fighting and a lot of the stuff that we've done now. And so I started teaching people in New York City in like probably 2014, like within a year of meeting him.
Okay.
I moved out here. I needed to take a break because I was like already kind of burned out from the New York scene and just teaching, like, doing 28 hours of either privates or teaching and on the subway and all that. And I moved out here, and my wife and I both were like, we just need like a month off. And
Was your wife doing this with you?
My wife was not. No. She's an interior designer. Like, she's just like, she trained with us for a couple of years, but she's she likes to say a horizontal exerciser. She did Pilates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a devoted follower to this.
No. And she actually, I'll tell you, remind me later, like, she knows how to deal with never mind. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But so we moved back here to Colorado, and I took a month off, but I was just training, and people just kind of kept asking. Like, I was at the CrossFit gym here. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then I just kind of fell into teaching again. And I said, fuck it. I'm going to open my gym. I was making $15 an hour teaching class at the CrossFit gym here.
Okay.
And I just said, I'm going to open up my own space. And that was in 2016. And like, here we are 10 years later.
And what's been the evolutions? Because has there been different names?
Well, we started as Boulder Movement Collective.
All right. So Boulder Movement Collective. That's a nice name.
And we ended up having maybe in 2019, just before COVID, we had a private equity company try to buy us, and we turned it down. And one of the people from the PE company left to come work with us because she believed in the mission and what we were doing. And we decided to kind of like almost piggyback on the ideas that the PE company had, and we opened a gym in Denver. Okay. So once that happened, we decided like we probably can't have the Boulder name in Denver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so Ape Co was started, and that's right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, Ape Co, y'all definitely have like a strong following.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is your baby.
It's my baby.
Nice. And you're about to turn 10.
Yeah.
Double the age of Tribe Vitamins.
Is it?
We're about to turn 5 in
Really?
November. Yeah. I brought some for you.
Sweet. Love
got
it.
some new, or honey. I got you some like the food products. Honey.
Love it.
That's from Southern Colorado. Raw,
Love
unfiltered. It. And then this tallow right here. That's cooking tallow.
Perfect. I just want you to know I had some honey beforehand just because I knew I was coming to your podcast. Just for you.
Like a different type of honey.
Well, Sean
yeah,
Hall's honey.
Yeah,
Sean
like helped me get that one. I wonder if that's the one he gave you or a different one.
I don't know.
Okay.
Right on. Thank you.
I brought a shirt. I just found it in my closet.
Hell
I
yeah.
could have got you a new one, but I thought you might be like good with a used one.
I love used.
I think like if you gave me a shirt, I would rather have it used than new for some reason.
Love it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you.
All right. Oh man. So Ape Co, Boulder. It's like you have kids now too.
I have 3 kids.
Yeah, because there was a point in a coffee shop before I moved to Boulder in Beleza. I think. Tell me if this sounds right to you. I was with Timothy T. Mago and Emerald and Davina, who was a baby, and this was before we moved to Boulder. And y'all were in like conversation about them nannying for y'all at that point or something. Like y'all were. I remember a conversation like Timothy and Emerald were like, yeah, we were thinking about helping out Matt with his kids.
Oh, well, I mean, I remember this interaction 100%. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I remember.
That must have been before, like 2019 early or 2018 or something.
Yeah.
Wow. So how old are your kids now?
9, 7, and 2.
And
boy, girl.
Boy, girl?
Yeah, the youngest is a girl.
And are they involved in Ape Co?
Yeah, what's actually cool is I used to have this image of like them becoming movement practitioners or teachers or artists, whatever you want to call it. And I realized how fucked up that was. And just like the idea of like trying to form these kids into something. And so luckily like 3 years ago, I realized like, let's not do this. Let's not push it. Like if they want to come to class, if they want to move with me, like that's great. If they have no interest, that's also great. I love that. The idea of like being a gardener, not a carpenter with the kids. However, they still come. Like we had a big weekend event and Jack, my eldest, came for 3 hours took like a 3-hour session in the afternoon. And Brady, my 7-year-old, came to a class on Tuesday. He didn't go to school, so he came with me to the gym and took a dance class with like one of the best dance teachers in the world. And
Nice.
so just kind of being raised in it without, I let go of the pressure.
And their ages, one more time, you said?
9, 7, and 2.
Okay.
Harriet's 2.
I mean, that's a pretty big insight right there about, you said being a gardener, not a carpenter.
Yeah.
Can you expound upon what that means to you?
Yeah, I heard it like a year or two ago, and I think it's beautiful. Like, create a fertile place for your children to be what they want to be. And I think the carpenter idea of like, I really had this idea, like maybe one day they'll create the next movement thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's now that I think about it, it's like kind of fucked up. And I had to really step back and say, like, I want them to be who they want to be. If they want nothing to do with it, then that's great, as long as I'm supporting them in like all the ways that I can.
Yeah, I aim to do that as well. And I imagine that certain children grow up in certain homes that are definitely not like that. There is a lot of pressure on them to be a certain thing. And sometimes they become it. And that's
Right.
kind of an interesting situation.
Yeah. And I don't want that. I want them to be themselves. And they're so different, like you have a daughter and you have nephews or nieces, like other, kids. And it's like, they're all so different. And thinking about one of them actually being a movement teacher, it actually like kind of makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Like, it's just not them at all. It's not them at all. But I think being raised in this place where it's just like everyone around them is physical, everyone around them is creative. I think it's magical. I really think it's magical.
Yeah, Boulder, I think, is an amazing town for kids to grow up in. I know you've traveled a lot. Do you think there's any competitive ones? Did you think about living somewhere else?
I don't know. I actually, a couple weeks ago, I think you had posted something about that. And I've been to some really cool places. And I've lived in some really cool places, like Stowe, Vermont, like magical. But like, it's hard to live there. The ski towns here are amazing. But like, seeing kids grow up there's some mental health issues. Like, if you're not into outdoor pursuits, it's hard. Here, of course, like, it's not perfect, but you have so many opportunities. Like, if you want to be a physics nerd, it's a great place. You want to be a pro athlete, it's a great place, and everything in between. So I'm kind of obsessed with this place. And actually, Sean Hall and I talk about it, where it's like, I almost see it as my job, as I assume you do, to like keep this place like that, because I think it's rad, and I want to do everything I can to just keep it amazing and keep great people here, and make sure that creative, smart, interesting folks can just hang out at Eben G. Fine, and like, there's no pressure to, I don't know, like, it's special. And so I want my community to be a part of keeping it special. So I'm willing to like sacrifice to make that happen, whatever that means.
I resonate with that for sure. I haven't really ever felt the calling as a place of home more than I have in Boulder. And it kind of caught me off guard, actually. I wasn't planning on it. And now here I am since, about 5 years as well. And I resonate deeply with that. And there is an amazing community of people here. And I do think like a job or a joy of being of some of the community cultivators here can be to keep that going. I remember in college, like I had some really smart roommates. I think one of them just moved to DC. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say what he's doing, but I remember him saying something like, yeah, hey guys, like we need someone to make sure that we get together as much as we can, like every year. I'm just telling you, if we don't do that, we're not going to stay in touch. And we've done a little bit of that, but that's what I feel like you're doing. That's what I feel like I'm doing that as well. Like with especially like with this 100 Sundays thing I've done recently. I feel like that's what Ember and Ice is doing. They're creating a business around getting those people to stay in this area. I feel like that's what Yovel's doing here with Let's Do Podcast, and all of the communities are intertwined. It's quite amazing.
It is. There's a lot of you can feel it. Like I have some people, there's a new guy at the gym, Jake, who I know is like huge in the breath world. He's teaching something at Ember and Ice, and like JP, who I know and there's just like who's doing sex kung fu, and like there's so many there's so many interesting things going on here, and I kind of feel, I mean, this is I think the issue with Boulder is we think we're so fucking cool, and like the rest of the world doesn't exist. But I also at the same time I'm like, I want to lean into that because I think there's a ton of cool stuff going on, and there has been for generations. And I like just see it as a point of pride that there's people like the fact when you move here, like I'm like, great. Like that means something's going on. And then other interesting people are moving here. Like there's good stuff going on here. There's good stuff.
A shout out to another mutual friend in a different community that he said something. Told me he was really stoked for this interview. Eagle McMahon. Do you know?
Oh yeah,
Eagle?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of the best disc golfers in the world, right?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, he's been on the show. He has not been video wise, so we'll have to get him in the studio when he's back in town. Yeah, it's a great place, and it's a little deeper waters. Like I lived in Encinitas, California.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah, beautiful.
That's one of the greatest bubbles on earth for sure.
It's
like
beautiful.
I can't say Boulder or that one's better than the other. It's just I kind of feel like Encinitas is like the smaller sister beach surf version, surf yoga version. But Boulder, I will say, I feel like it has a lot more depth in the variety of nooks and crannies.
Mm-hmm.
There are like in these like hidden in the mountains and in the plains. There's just so many different communities that are like crossing over, and I'm stoked about it. And so many people travel through Denver and Boulder and the weather changes so fast. By like me staying here, I feel like I'm traveling. Nice. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything's changing, and new people are coming in and out, and you got the local legends that are doing what you're saying.
And the travelers are interesting too. Like I always have like this point of pride when a nomad is like, I'm staying. You know, like they're like, happens. I'm not leaving.
Well, that's another thing I'll say. And I talked to a local dad. There was a dad because the school my daughter goes to. He was kind of bragging about the same thing. He's like a master computer programmer. He was probably like funded by Techstars or something. But he's just more amazed that like you were like selling bison testicles, and this guy, he's taking billionaires on like whale watching. He has one of the biggest whale watching businesses, and he lives in Boulder.
Yeah, and like, what's up with scuba and Boulder?
I've heard this too. There's like more scuba diving instructors like per capita in Boulder than anywhere else.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's something about Boulder that is like when someone has traveled the world, and they come here, they like this is a home base.
Yeah.
This is one of the best home bases right here.
But how do we? How do we make sure that stays the truth?
Well, the mountains help. Just like the ocean helps in Encinitas, you can't sprawl to the west of Encinitas, and you really can't sprawl to the west of here because of the mountains.
For sure. But I mean, like culturally, like how do we make sure that? Because it's I feel like it's a slippery slope.
Oh yeah.
I was talking to a friend who lives in Austin, and he was like, I kind of feel like these big companies leached off of this incredible culture and community that we built, like the people built, and then they're like, oh, you can come move to Austin, it's cool.
And that's what I'm saying. Austin though is there's the river, and you can never change Barton Springs in my opinion. Barton Springs is like the heart of Austin. It'll be epic forever. But it is that town. I used to go there like 10 plus years ago, and I thought it was like more like Boulder is now.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the mountains are protecting us a little bit from that sprawling effect, but it can still happen to the east, and things can get so much more expensive and kick all the locals like that. And that's already happening, basically.
For sure.
I mean, what tech company is not setting up here right now?
Yeah. And like, that's what I want. That's like, how do we, I know that we can protect from sprawl, but like culturally, it's hard. Like, and we can't hold it too tight because then you become a NIMBY.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
oh well, the 70s were
I
the
know.
best. And so I
guess
guess you can't. All you can do, and I guess what I think is like all I can do is show up, and like I can't. Everything's changing. I can't do anything about it except like show up for my people in my way, and that's all I can do.
Well, I definitely think you're doing it. So thank you, and thank you for
sure.
finally breaking normal here with me in person.
Of course.
I've been wanting to do this for a while. I have like some preloaded questions.
Tell me.
That I want, and I'm going to read them to you, and it's going to be like a popcorn.
Love it.
Like quick answers, and we can just keep going. How much time have we gone in right now? 20. Yeah, I wanted to kind of do this earlier because there's so many rabbit holes we can go down. I have my bison testicle supplier texting me during this. I forgot to put it on airplane mode. Have you tried? I know you tried a few products. Do you remember which ones you tried?
The elk liver.
Okay, nice.
A lot. But yeah, that's the big one. I haven't been going down the Rocky Mountain oyster.
Oh, that you might
rabbit
be
hole.
interested in. Do you
All
do
right.
any? I mean, TRT and all these things are so popular now. Are you doing any
not
of that
yet.
stuff?
I will.
This would be what I
will.
would recommend first. I would
I will at
recommend
some
trying
point.
these testicles and elk antler,
All right, fine.
like a big stack of them.
We used to in the fire department. We used to like do the spray,
Oh yeah,
the antler
yeah.
spray, and like I had a Lieutenant Scott who was like big dude, and he would get us on all the like newest, most fun shit out of China, and like he was always just coming around. We'd be like taking a nap, he'd spray it in your mouth.
That's where the antler industry got. I don't know which ones they were using at one time, but apparently, imagine like a supplement company owner like myself that was like, okay, so elk antler, people, it gives this growth factor. So apparently, someone laced their product with pharmaceutical growth factor.
Oh, all right.
And they're in jail. I don't know if they're still there, but
Maybe
they
that's
got
what
in
we were
big
doing.
trouble. Yeah, and it got the whole industry real sketchy because elk antler itself is just the antlers is the fastest growing organic material in the world off an animal and does have IGF-1 in it. And if you take it through your stomach lining, it's arguable what it does. I think it works. Chinese medicine says it works for 2,000 plus years. But I guess someone had the bright idea of making it really work and adding actual drugs in
sold a
it.
lot.
Yeah. All right. You ready for these? These
go.
are kind of breaking normal. Let's see what we can do here.
Let's go.
What's the single movement you wish everyone tried once, but you're absolutely sure most people never will, and why?
Hanging from a bar. That's it. Why? Because everybody's obsessed with stretching. Not everybody. A lot of people are obsessed with stretching, and I think it's an incredible stretch that goes beyond just a simple stretch. I think it's really good for your spine, and I think once you open that thing up, so too does the world.
And sometimes I might add some like conjunctural questions to that. Like, what's your strategy? Do you have a specific strategy for someone to get started with that?
Yeah, I think you find a bar, a tree branch, set of rings, keep your feet on the floor as you're hanging, see how much you can relax. So it's just like, until pain, like don't go into pain in your shoulders and just let everything fall down to the floor. But keep your feet on the floor. People jump into stuff way too fast and then burn out because it hurts or it's too hard. So start easy, like 20 seconds with your feet on the ground, and then slowly over time, either take the feet off or add more time.
Yeah, we had I had two of the Hash brothers in here so far, and I interviewed them right after they did a hanging competition. Did you see this?
No, what'd they do?
Two of them did like, if I remember correctly, it was long, like 7, 8, 9, 10
long.
minutes, something like that. Are you shooting for any goals?
No, I used to do crazy stuff like that, but now I'm just like, I try to make sure I hang a few minutes every day because
every day. Okay.
I pushed it to that, back in the day, like I would push it to crazy amounts, and the most I ever did, and I could change hands.
Yeah, I'm changing.
Most I ever did, I think, was 8 minutes.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it rips the shit out of your hands.
All right. So you were a firefighter and a ski patroller?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's the one thing you learned there that still haunts or helps you at Ape Co?
Oof, haunts
or helps.
Yeah, I was gonna say, haunts is a whole other podcast. I can't fix the world myself. I can't be everybody's hero.
That would make sense that lesson would carry over.
Yeah.
Where were you firefighting, by the way?
In New Hampshire and then in Steamboat.
Okay. Oh, wow. Did you ever get in like a gnarly outdoor fire at Steamboat?
Not really.
Okay.
We had a couple, but it was like, we didn't have the wildland fires like we do now.
Okay. If you had to pick a moment of failure in your movement journey that changed everything, what was it, and how did you come out of it?
Yeah, it's pretty fresh, actually. We closed the Denver school after 5 years, and I really saw it as a failure. Hard, like it was pretty hard, especially on like some of my employees that I really care about. we had a closing class, and like the community came out, everyone who was involved over the last 5 years, and the amount of gratitude that people shared was incredible. And so I looked at it as a failure for a while, up until the day we closed. And then I realized, like, kind of what I said earlier, like we made a huge impact on people's lives. And we failed, the business failed, but our efforts to teach movement and hold a community and to bring people together was incredible. So I forget the question now, but
it was a great answer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Wow. So there's an idea that people are much more capable in their bodies than they think. What's something you see almost every beginner doing that shows how underestimated we are?
It's a great question. Within an hour in a class, I see beginners go through the cycle of looking at me like I have 4 heads because they can't do what I'm doing. Like I'll show a pattern, a cartwheel. I'll show it. They look at me like I'm crazy. Then they try it and they can't do it. And then I help them. And then on the other side of that, they can do it. So within an hour, they go from a huge amount of self-doubt. Then they try it and they can't do it. And then by the end, they succeed. And I think like that's the greatest joy that I have, is bringing that to people and letting them just say like, okay, I can do it. And in under an hour. So I love that. And it's very rare that people can't figure out a pattern in their first exposure with the right support.
That reminds me, how do people, if they've never heard of what you're doing, get in touch or follow or maybe take a class?
Yeah, Ape Co Movement School, APECO. There's a space in between it, which that's why I have to educate people more than anything. There's a space between Ape and Co. But yeah, you can find us online and Ape Co Movement.
Even in the URL?
No, not in the URL.
Right.
But everyone,
ApeCoMovement.com.
ApeCoMovement.com.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone says Ape Co.
Ape Co. Oh, I see. Ape Co. That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, you've studied under Ido Portal, and now you run your own movement culture. If you could send your younger self one piece of advice about building that kind of community, what would it be?
Yeah, the path that you thought you were going to take, or the path that you think you're going to take, is not only more insane than you think, but you're going to just have to hold on and breathe through it and realize that like you're never going to make it, and that it's always going to be some kind of, there's like perfect days and there's hard days, and like there's never a top of the mountain. You're never going to reach a peak. And just to like that's also part of the joy.
I've come to a similar thought that the same material that the peak of the mountain that we're going for, the same material that's made of is the same material like right under our feet right now. Beautiful. And once you get to that peak, you're going to see infinite other peaks. For sure. They never end. No. They never end. So I like how you put that. It's a cool variation of that idea. When someone describes Ape Co, when someone describes Ape Co as a movement cult, how do you respond? And what's the fine line between cult and a truly transformational community?
Yeah, this is a great question, because we actually like back in the day used to have some good cult memes flying around the internet. And recently those stopped. And so I think I'm aware of what's going on. Number one, like a cult is some place where people can feel like they can't leave, or maybe even can't leave. And even this weekend, I had a student, Alona, who lives in Denver, who said in front of like the 70 other people at this event, how grateful she was that she's been able to learn from us for all these years, and then to leave and go try breaking or try like hip hop dance classes or go to a different gym and try this out, and how welcoming everyone is when she steps back in. And I think like that's a huge thing, is like, can you just let people go? Can you let people learn from other teachers? Can you let them experience life without you? The old style, like under Ido, was always like, Ido's the teacher. You can't go and take seminars from other people. And even today I was having a discussion with someone that like they're not allowed, a friend of mine who's an incredible teacher is not allowed to teach at a gym where Ido is still like the main teacher for those people. These people own a gym and Ido is the main teacher, and only people that he approves can teach there, even though it's not his business.
Okay.
And so like to me, that's a huge one. Can you leave and come back? There's someone, Joseph Fruchek, who's Fighting Monkey. It's his company.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
He calls those people stray dogs. It's just like you have students who go, they study with you and then they go back out, and then a couple times a year they come back. And I think like that's a great, healthy community.
That's a good point. So I think that's a distinguishing factor.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest or most unexpected skill someone has unlocked in your classes that neither you nor they believed possible at the start?
Outside of crying, like people who can't cry, who learn how to cry.
Is that a common thing?
It's not that common, but that is interesting. Like a lot of guys who can't cry, like something happens 6 months in where they start to realize that they're a human being. So that's a big one.
That's a big testimony, not only for your business, but also for making it cloudier if it's a cold.
Yeah, I know. I was like, am I going to say this? But
no, I'm a huge believer in what you're saying, by the way. Yeah, but go ahead.
But read it one more time.
Oh, yeah. It's unexpected or weirdest skill someone has unlocked in your classes that you or they didn't think was possible at the start.
I think the easy answer is people being able to do their first chin-ups. There's something about chin-ups that people are obsessed with. But I also think at the end of the day, like what we do is we just bring curiosity back to people. I know curiosity is not a skill, but like when I think about what we do, it's like, it's curiosity. It's like giving, I don't know, like giving CPR to people's curiosity. And it's fun to see people, even like myself, who like, I kind of still see myself as like a meathead firefighter bro. And half the time I'm training, I'm like dancing. And I never would have thought that was possible. And so that's it. I know it's not a skill, but that's how I go with that.
I think curiosity is arguably one of the most powerful lenses someone could live through. I think it's what, one of the reasons children are so inspiring.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Outside the gym, where do you live, by the way? Do you live
North Boulder?
Oh, you live North. Okay, so outside the gym, or where you live, or skiing, or climbing, what movement lessons from Ape Co sneaks into your everyday life in the wild?
I feel like it gave the movement training in general, Ape Co, whatever you want to call it now, it's like it gave me the ability to trust myself. Like I don't even know if I can say that anymore. It's like my nervous system is just available. So skiing, climbing, playing sports, throwing a football with my kid. Brady, my 7-year-old, is obsessed with football. I have a new, like my soma, everything feels really available. And I was not an athletic kid. I was not strong. I was not an athlete. Like all the skills, all the things I've accomplished have been as an adult. And so this still feels kind of foreign to me to be comfortable, like outside, and comfortable taking my kids backcountry skiing, like where I feel I'm very competent. My like medical skills are still probably quite competent from years of doing that. But I took my kids on the 4-pass loop this summer, and that's essentially we did 34 miles over 5 days, and you do 4 passes over 12,500 feet.
Wow. And
I think the trust that I have in my body allows for me to do that for them.
I also, that you're getting at something that I don't know if I've put into words too often, but I resonate with that deeply. And I think Davina, my daughter, who's very athletic and obviously into movement, who's definitely inspiring me to continuously behaving like a child in my body. Because and I think I do feel like a little like openness or like like what you're saying, availability, and it's inspired. I want more availability. I want more availability like in my hips.
Mm-hmm.
I want more availability like in my probably my ankles, and want more strength in my legs. And my daughter, she's powerful. She's doing like, starting to do gymnastics stuff like handsprings and stuff. You see her like snap and pop. I'm like, I gotta stay.
Incredible.
I gotta stay in this fast twitch game. She's getting fast here. So I resonate with that a lot. That's beautiful. Thank you. If you could distill your entire movement philosophy into a sentence, what would you say?
It kind of piggybacks revitalizing or reawakening curiosity in people through physical experiences.
I think Ape Co is a good name for that.
Good.
Ape Co. What should I attend? What class should I go to? We've
Honestly,
also been talking about that for 4 or 5 years.
I mean,
on
you
and
just
off.
said
Now that
it.
you're here, I'm like, I got
Hip mobility.
Hip mobility.
Come get your
so you
splits.
Have a hip mobility. Oh,
for sure.
Gosh, get splits. You think
But-
that's possible? See that? I could be the answer to that question.
But here's the best part, because I know you know how to train, and training your splits is no different than training pull-ups. We just had to like figure out the lens, figure out the exercise. We still do strength work, like it's still strength, and then we also do some passive splits because you have to do it for like tighter people. I assume like me and you, no offense.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
It really
protected.
helps.
That's what I'm like. I feel like when I look at my daughter, then I look at myself. I'm like protecting something here.
First, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have culture inside of your hips, but it's like I think it's the best. We only started doing that class like a year ago, and it's our most popular class. And now I'm like, how do we keep going? Because people are obsessed with feeling better in their hips, like I am too.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we give more opportunities? But I think that's the place to start. If you can't touch the floor, if you can't bend your knees and squat a little bit, like the movement class can be a little challenging. So I'm starting to push people more towards leg strength, hip mobility, just like get more comfortable with the fundamental human stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a little easier to suffer through your brain not understanding what the teacher wants out of you.
When is that class? Is it
The
weekly?
When we do right now, it's Wednesdays at 10, Wednesdays at 6, and then Saturdays at 10:45. I'm going to try to add some more. So Wednesday, Saturday, and it's always after leg strength, which is the best time to do your mobility. Like research is very clear on that.
And are kids in these classes
Yeah,
too?
kids can come.
So my daughter can like teach us.
Yeah, first, of course.
Humble me. But
course.
that Saturday might be a good time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay. What's one question you typically don't ask your students, but if you did, it would trigger big leaps?
Oh, shit. Say it one more time.
What's one question you typically don't ask your students, but if you did, it would trigger some big leaps?
What are you so afraid of? I think a lot of people are actually afraid of progressing and becoming proficient in their body. I think a lot of people have a story to tell me too. I always say it. Like I wasn't athletic as a kid. I still have that story. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay to be comfortable. It's okay to let yourself be comfortable in your body. Like you're safe. And yeah.
I know we had this guy named Ryan Monahan on, and I was asking him like a controversial belief he has around healing, and he was saying in a lot of his clients' cases, he just doesn't think they want to heal because they would have to let go of this story.
For sure.
And all the things that come with this story, all the attention and the love and
safety.
Yeah, safety that comes with this story. So like they don't even want to.
Isn't it crazy that there's like there's safety in a victim story. Yeah, you have to I went through it too. Like I did a lot of therapy between 2018 and 2023, and it's really hard to remodel who you think you are, become somebody new.
And there's some people like Neville Goddard. Have you ever heard of Neville Goddard?
No.
How I read his interpretations of the Bible is it's like a psychological blueprint full of parables for our development of humans, and that he believes that's a lot of what the story of Jesus is about, is becoming new. Like, can you be a virgin? Can you give a virgin birth to something like brand new? Can you become new? Can you let go of that? Can you let that part of yourself die so something new can emerge?
Beautiful. It's funny, I never heard that, and that seems so, now that I've heard it, it seems so obvious.
Neville Goddard is an interesting man. Like, I don't think he's alive anymore, but I think he was like probably a bit of the inspiration for people like Napoleon Hill and others that are more popularly known. But you can probably find his stuff online. It's pretty crazy. All right. Lots to think about. Let's see. If movement is your meditation, what's the thought that you're either running from or that's running towards you?
I think there's the obvious answers of like being present with yourself, being present with the experience. I also think like something I've been contemplating a lot is this idea of failure and success, and really trying to teach myself and also my students that if we look at failure the same, like the delta from 0, if that's 100 and success is 100, then we have to look at these as the same things. Like success and failure can't be these divergent ideas, which means that I also can't hold on to failure or success the way that I want to. When you succeed in something, you hit a goal, which I did a lot in movement, it actually is so fleeting. Like my first one-arm chin-up, I remember thinking to myself, like, when I get this, I am gonna, again, you're gonna ascend this mountain. And you get it and you're like, great, now what? And it happened to me enough, press handstands and handstand push-ups and learning how to dance and fight and getting a blue belt and all this stuff. I started to really realize that like I'm looking at success as better than failure. However, it makes me actually feel almost worse because I don't know how to hold on to it. And I went through this whole thing of like failure and success are both fleeting. So I have to look at them the same way. So when a student gets down on themselves about not being able to do something, I just want to say to them, like, you need to learn how to deal with it and look at it as the same way it was a success. Like you wouldn't be pouting if you had a success right now. So just let it go. Like the moment's done. You couldn't do it. Come back tomorrow, you try it again. It was the most jumbled way I've ever put it, but like you can't hold on to either of them.
Yeah, the journey is the destination. We always like when at the retreats we would call them like it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. It's a missed take.
Nice.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. We'll get one.
Yeah.
It's not like a thing to get all upset about. It can be a miniature celebration. It's like, okay, I got something. I got a better one. That was a mistake. Let's do it better this time.
For sure.
What's one rule you had to unlearn from the fitness industry to actually get more strong, supple, and sane?
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like that more is more. That's something I had to unlearn. I would say just like fitness was always pushing it to be like faster, heavier, more reps. And now, not only do I kind of disagree with that anyways, I'm 41, I'm like learning how to maybe be a little bit more backed by like research when I'm doing my strength training. Like I actually don't need to push it as hard as I once thought I did, and I'm still able to make gains. But I also think from like a movement perspective, there's more is not more. Better is more. Being more like in tune with myself when I'm moving is more. And also like I started running again this year, and it was, my fucking ego is so big. Running has destroyed me because I can't grit through it. Like I can grit through everything. I can grit through my strength work. I can even grit through like all the coordination stuff we do with the arms, and like this one's going this way and that one's all this different coordination stuff. I can grit through it. But running, I hurt my leg. I hurt my calves like 7 times this year.
Are you like sprinting or long distance?
Like long distance, I guess it's considered, because mid is like 400s, 800s, like 5 to 10K.
Okay.
You know? And every time I'm getting a little faster or running a little longer, I say to myself like, oh, it's just go 5 more minutes. And I break these laws of volume, and I end up crushing my legs, and then I'm out for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
It's been the hardest thing for me in a long time, because I can't grit through it. Like I really have to just be patient, and it's been a good teacher. I never thought running would be that hard for me.
So like grace over grit.
Nice.
That's what I'm hearing. I mean, I would probably have a similar journey. I want to start sprinting more, but I have also been a little egoic about not running.
Yeah, sprinting's awesome. It's horrible.
All right, let's see. Where are we? When did you first realize Ape Co wasn't just about handstands or splits? It was about something else entirely. What was that moment?
I don't know if I know the moment, but it took me a lot longer than I thought. Now looking back, like the amount of years I spent thinking it was that. And so I can give you an exact moment of when I knew. And that was that same story about Denver closing. Every single student that spoke, because we like had a closing circle, every single person that spoke, it was essentially the same thing. The training was great, but it had nothing to do with why I showed back up. I came because of the people. I came because of the care that I felt from the other people in the room and the teachers. And that was when it was solidified for me. And I came back and I called like all my employees and was like, it's about care. It's just care. Like nobody gives a shit if they get a handstand. If you care about people for real, good things will happen. And of course, obviously, if you can get them a handstand, that's extra. But the training brings people in. It gets people in the door. But people feeling like we care about them, and actually knowing that we care, it's not just like a feel. Like that we actually care about them. That's what we want to do.
I can say the same thing too. That's like such a good way to phrase, I think, what a lot of the success I've had from Tribe Vitamins for the last 5 years is. Sure, yeah, like we have epic products that get people to take them, and the people that are really crazy about our company are people I typically showed them how much I care about them. Whether it's a conversation, whether it's a suggestion, whether it's like a following up, or they're like, oh, can we switch something with inventory? Just like them, when I talk to our customers, that's when they really become more than a customer. Like, and they become a friend, and like someone I can look up to sometimes too, actually. So I think that's a huge point. It's about care. Wow. Okay. You talk about evolution through movement. So what's one animal you think humans should study next to remember what we've forgotten?
Oh my God. Do children count?
Hey, it's breaking.
That's my answer. Children. We are so fucked up in our lack of believing. I know you feel the same way, but like, that's it. That's the answer. Like, look at your kids. Look at the kids in the park. Look at the kids in the street. Look at the kids standing on the bridge, throwing a bike off the fucking bridge. Like, just, that is the answer. Kids can inspire us. They can infuriate us. But they hold the secret to everything. And if I could be 1% more like each of my children, And that's kind of what I try to do. Then I think I'm going to be a better person. My eldest son, Jack, and I couldn't be more different from each other. And all the things that he is are things that I always kind of looked down on as a human being. He's quiet. He's sensitive. He's sweet. And these were all things that, like, as a East Coast man, I was kind of like, nah, it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that he teaches me every single day that, like, those are great attributes, and I try to just let him be that person and hold him in that.
Well, interestingly enough, that's exactly what I told someone this morning that she was asking me, someone special was asking me about how Stepina is doing. And I was like, well, if there's anyone in the world that I could be more like, it would be her.
100%.
That's like truly my answer. Like, if
For
I could
sure.
be like anyone more than different than myself in the world that I know, it's my daughter.
For sure. That's the animal. That's not the answer. That's not the answer, but that's not the, I didn't answer the question, but that's my answer.
I don't know. That's a great answer. Do you have any questions for me? I also have a funny thing that I'm going to do today. We're going to start. I have so many podcast people like wanting to sponsor us. There are a lot of reach outs lately. Subscribe on Spotify. That's where we're putting the attention. I had this company that wanted it from Kentucky. You ever spend time in Kentucky?
Never, but I would love to go because I'm a big bluegrass
You've
fan.
never been to Kentucky?
Never.
I almost think you're from Kentucky.
I've been to Tennessee a bunch, but never
What the heck?
Kentucky.
Anyways, this company, Clayton and Croom, handcrafted leather goods. They sent me a leather belt.
Nice.
I told them I'd make a video about it on the podcast. Oh, look at this. Kind of fancy packaging.
Beautiful. Louisville.
I like it. I like it. Oh, yeah, you said it correctly. You're supposed to say it like when you have like gravel in your teeth. Have you heard of this?
No, say it.
Like in Colorado, how do you say it? Louisville?
Louisville,
Yeah,
yeah.
Louisville. But in Kentucky, the Louisville in Kentucky is like a Louisville.
Lowell-
Like it's supposed to have like rocks in your
Lowellville.
mouth when you say it. This looks like a good belt. I was like stoked they reached out because I've been looking
Nice.
for a better belt.
That looks great.
I think so too. Oh, look at this. Whoa, breaking normal.
Holy.
I don't know if I was anticipating that. Nice touch, Clayton and Croom. Thank you. Thank you for breaking normal. Matt, thank you for breaking normal.
Right
You got any
on.
questions for me?
What's that belt made out of?
I think it's cow leather, but imagine if it was
Beautiful. Bison?
32. I know. We could maybe get them connected with the right supplier.
That's
do
cool
like
with that brass on there,
it.
too.
And this little bag reminds me of that. There was like that Crown Royale. Did you ever drink?
Oh,
Crown
Royal.
Crown Royale or Crown Royal. I wonder if that's because that's a. What was that liquor? Was that a bourbon?
Fucking tell you.
I
I don't think
don't
I ever
know
bought
either.
it.
I've
I'm
never
sure I
bought
stole
it
it from
either.
my dad.
I'm
But
always, yeah, my dad had it. I saw the baggie. Anyways, you got anything for me before we let you go on to the next adventure?
no, I think no, we just got to keep this place chugging along. Love this city so much, and happy that you and your brother introduced me to
Ido
Ido to get
Portal.
me going in this life.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
All right, thank you, Clayton Croom. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Boulder. I mean, you know how people say keep Austin weird?
Yeah,
What is keep Boulder? Keep
I
Boulder.
think
what?
about that actually a lot. I don't know.
Keep Boulder breaking normal.
We got that's. I've seen some Keep Boulder weird hats, but like we can't just copy
I know
Austin.
that's not
fucked
that
up.
weird. That's a little
No,
normal
that's
just to
right.
copy another town's
Right.
slogan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We do. I don't know.
This is what I'm thinking about the street interview questions that we keep. Let's think about this for the street interview question, and this will be my final question for Matt. We're thinking about starting to bring breaking normal into the streets of Boulder. Maybe,
Nice.
Maybe that'll help the cause.
Yeah.
But here you go. This is what I'm thinking. You let me know how you think this might land on like a general a population that I want you to answer. What's the most breaking normal thing you do that you think would help most other people? Like if they consider doing it.
Outside of what I do every day, teaching movement, because that's my big answer. Oof, I don't know. I would say teaching movement, bringing movement to the city, bringing movement to the people here.
That is breaking normal.
That's pretty.
How many people are movement teachers? I mean, in Boulder, it's a little different. There's quite
But
a
it
bit.
also like even just how many like movement gym. There's only like 4 movement gyms in the country that are like kind of looking at it the same way we are, where it's like dancing, fighting, acrobatics, mobility, strength all together.
Ape Co.
Ape Co. Then in Miami, there's Republic of Movement. My friend Sean. In Santa Cruz, Dean and Leela are doing it. My friend Brian in Dallas, called the Movement Standard. I'm probably forgetting a couple people, but like that's really it that are doing it kind of like in this more like Ido inspired style.
Where's Ido right now?
Ido's in between Israel and Berlin.
Ido, it's been a long time. Let's get you in here.
Come on,
You know what the
Ido.
funny thing is? I don't know if you think he would do an interview like this or not. I mean, he did the interview virtually with
Yeah.
Timothy. But I've also heard, I would like to get Nako Bear on the show too. And
Yeah,
I've
let's
heard
go.
he's hard to enter. Like someone once told me he won't do an interview.
Really?
So Nako, prove them wrong. Matt, thanks for making this
No
happen.
problem. You could come hang out. We're under Pearl Street here. It's like the most famous basement ever. Under the Walking Mall.
Thank you, Yovel. Let's do podcast, y'all. Keep breaking normal.